Or you want to hop in the interviews channel? Fuck, my marker button isn't.
Alright, here.
Hey, 1 second. Let me drop a marker.
Should I just watch your live stream, or you actually screen sharing so that I can see it live? What
Oh,
you're
I will screen share. Just
okay.
okay. And then
Okay, I'm gonna read your stream.
Jay Bluckley, 500. Thank you so much for the host. You had a good stream.
Wow.
Hope everybody's vibing. All right.
I didn't upload my tournament matches yet. I actually need to record those.
Doo-doo-doo.
I have all the replays at least. Then I'll have to schedule again with you later for the other first twos.
Fight.
Oh no, I can say.
Alright.
Fight.
Alright, how should we go about this? Are we just gonna watch it through first?
Yeah. Oh, say something real quick. Keep talking.
Yeah. Are we just gonna watch it through first, or?
Yeah, I was just gonna call out things as I see it, and we can rewind situations and stuff. So right now I'm doing a lot of like weird delay timings, just trying to catch your approach because I usually get killed by that. So I'm gonna be really cognizant of that.
No, okay. I was watching the spacing, trying to get back into it.
Mix. Yeah, that was basically what I was doing in neutral a lot. I was like, all right, I usually get caught backdashing and then pressing, so I'm just gonna stand still and delay press and see what happens.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
after that down forward 4, I thought you'd press or something. That's what I was going off of. Then I whiffed the down forward too.
Oh, with punish. There, like these down forward ones are a lot of like. Usually I autopilot down forward one, but I was trying really hard to be cognizant of it this time. Like there, yeah. I was trying to get a feel for it because usually you just catch me in all my timings, so I was trying to be really intentional with that.
Round 3.
Yeah, you caught me more often this time. Yeah, I think I was just, in my head, I was just trying to catch you, whatever your options were, and staying on top of that. Other than that, just adjusting.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I didn't need to duck there, or stuff like that. I also didn't need to take in the wall.
Yeah. I think you said you were like 5 days off or something, so.
Yeah, but that's okay. I more focused on like wanting to use forward 2 more.
I like your use of it. It caught me a lot. I like your discipline with back 1-4 too. I was trying to catch your while standing 4s a lot this set too, I remember.
Oh yeah, I haven't used back 1-4 this time. I think every iteration I'm always like this version of myself, playing differently every time.
Which is good, like always figuring something out new. Good. Yeah, I like your placement of forward too. It's like you rarely whiff it and it always hits me. All you can really ask for.
I want to work on that. Yeah, sometimes I whiff it just like barely. I just die. I kind of think of it as your forward 1+2.
Yeah.
Without homing.
But that homing or counter hit launch.
Yeah, but like the following it up is what I don't know what to do with. I mean, I feel like I have like an advantage that I should be, using.
On hit,
Yeah.
I think I like to use those kind of Okazemi situations as like data collection. So it's like, are they in a position where they really want to press? Are they in a position where they're willing to just hesitate and backdash? Like me, I get hit, I'll usually probably just back up, right? And then you just mix me. Like developing that intuition with a new opponent in like a first to two.
Okay.
Yeah, you started blocking all my down forward ones, and then you counter hit me. Then I swing into that and die. Yeah, you play the space game really well against me. Like the longer range, close the gap thing.
Yeah, I feel like I can't give you space. Because that's what you want.
But you
and I don't
also
have much.
close that space pretty cleanly, which I like. Like it's hard to catch you. Like you come in with the low, or like the advancing lows that high crush. The up forward one isn't as big of a threat. You forward 2 and I try to 2-2, so it's like I would try to keep you out with 2-2, but I'm getting hit. Pretty good.
Yeah. Also, this time I was actually oh no, it was actually not this time, but
Not a
we
real
were playing
punish, is it?
tournament yesterday. I was labbing again. I was like, oh wait, maybe I can actually react to the sword disappearing
On
from
2-2?
And I was like, actually, this is working.
Yeah, I think if somebody's spamming it and they're being really predictable, you can take the time to do that. I think if I were doing a better job of stressing you out about other things, less as much, but if you were able to do that, that's really sick. I think that's what Avery kind of does. It's what it feels like anyways.
I think that's the next step I could do.
Yeah.
This matchup.
I don't think it's like practical.
Outside of fundamentals. But
I don't think it's hella practical, but it's definitely like if you're able to do it, that's obviously good, right? Like,
yeah, I had a better feel for it. I was definitely checking it. But I didn't actually get you with a counter hit, but that's okay. I think just being able to see it is more important.
I see a lot of throws happen here, and I feel like you can get more out of this situation and try to grab. At least against me. I'm not sure. Let me see. Because you're
did you
plus
sidestep
5.
it?
Plus 5. So I think if I try to sidestep, don't I die to while standing 4? Let me see.
No, I think
I'll try it in the lab right
that's
now.
also like a big guess. 'Cause it's like
Welcome to the King of
Well, you have
Iron
extension threat.
Fist
Don't ever forget about
Tournament
that, because
7.
that's like the extension threat's really real. Especially you've played me enough to know that like I'm pretty respectful of that in general.
I think it's like
Get ready for the next battle.
trying those things. 'Cause usually I default to while standing 3 because that's like the best option because it tracks both sides unless you're leaving. But there's no way to avoid it. I missed that punish.
That is so whack that didn't work. No punishes.
Oh, for sure.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
That move is like
after
forward
that,
1+2.
seeing that, I think I should just use that as like a catching a sidestep.
Yeah,
option
I
better
feel
than
like
homing.
almost what you're trying to do with forward 2 is accomplished better by QCF 2-1. Or whatever the input is.
I think that's better for like close range, but if I want to do it like that, like from far range, I think forward 2 would be better.
I'm not sure because the frames are better for QCF 2-1 and the reward is higher. Because you're -6 on block instead of -9 and the pushback is really awkward.
It's also slower though. That's the thing. Whereas like forward 2 from a distance.
It's only 1 frame slower.
Right, but there's like that also.
Oh, wait, I'm
time
sorry, I'm
between
trolling.
Where people can sidestep it.
It's like 4 frames slower. Well, okay, if somebody's sidewalking QCF 2-1, I think that's like a predictability thing because it's so hard to consistently sidestep both hits.
I think I'm basing it off my like distances that I usually do QCF 2 on, which is too far. But I probably should.
Yeah. What's the low? The power low? Oh, down for 2+2.
Oh, the bowling thing where it looks like I'm bowling.
I got it. There we go.
Down for 2+3. +5 low? Or you low parried it once? Or no, you low parried it.
Yeah, for while standing 4 is
Reaction.
homing. While standing 4 is homing after, at least against Noctis.
Okay. I
There's
guess
still
I
one
can check
thing
my
to-
options on each character for that. Usually I see people sidestep it somehow. But actually, I haven't actually tried doing while standing 4 after down forward 2+3, mostly
Yeah, while
because,
standing 4
like,
is definitely steppable, but at +5, it's pretty much homing. Okay, so that's what happened.
but like, I guess, yeah, I usually do the knee instead because it will always be,
Oh, okay, yeah.
yeah. Even though there's no knockdown.
Is there a extension threat off the knee?
It's just while standing 1-3-2, 3-1-2, but like the second hit has to counter hit, not the first.
Okay, yeah, basically, I think instead of a throw, which kind of disengages the situation, keeping your extension threats live is really good there.
Okay.
Because every, like, wall splat is, like, what, 1 or 2 hits, except for the while standing 1+2?
I'm saying 4. Oh, yeah.
So it's, like, multiple hits stuff, so, like, anything you can do to make your opponent hesitate. And I guess if you're talking off, like, forward 2, you can get a sense of whether they're hesitating or not on defense, you know? On knockdown. Although I still think at that distance, frames become less crucial depending on your timing. So I really think QCF2-1 would be better. Based
Are you
on...
talking about the close range?
No, like when you're playing like range 3+ and you usually come in with forward 2 or something.
Yeah.
I think QCF2-1 functions identically, if not better. I was talking to MYK about it a lot, and he was showing like what the amount of work a defender has to do to successfully sidewalk it is literally ridiculous. It's like sidestep right.
Over that QCF2-1? When was he going over this one? Or when was he going over?
This was a while ago.
Oh, okay.
It was like you have to sidestep right, and then you have to sidewalk left. It's like you have to step one way and then the other way. It's so impractical that if you use the move sparingly enough, it's really hard to navigate around that.
I think it's because I'm being predictable is why.
Yeah. Because I can step if you do 1 hit, but I've never been able to step you do 1 hit and then do the second and step the second. I don't think I've ever done that against you.
I've died plenty of people just like getting me in between.
In between? Okay, yeah. In between, I can see.
But yeah, I think it's because I'm being
Well, because if you just do 1 hit, isn't it safe?
Yeah, -9, but
Yeah.
there's like spacing to it. But I also have to be careful. I want to like, block after because I can't just hold back immediately because there's a Kincaid transition.
Yeah, I saw that. I just experimented with that.
So I don't know how to circumvent that other than just work on the timing for that, or
Yeah, probably just work on the timing for that. There's harder shit that you do. So yeah, this was that 2-2 and stuff like that. I'm trying to catch your full crouch in, honestly. I'm not even trying to catch your forward 2 or QCF2 because I usually lose to that. But I was specifically trying to catch the...
Okay, I think I was just
dashing.
working on... I was thinking about a way to get tempo back.
Yeah. And at that HP, it's kind of hard.
I failed to. Also, I read that Leo deals with pressure pretty bad.
All you have is magic 4 down jab, right? Down 4, so...
Yeah.
Pretty standard. It's not like crazy good counter hit stuff, but you have what you need. Against Noctis, jab down 4 is pretty...
I definitely want to work on my jab. Just work every time. To like knee levels of jab.
I like those jabs you're doing right here. Like they make sense, you know. They only die to like bullshit electric, which I haven't shown yet. So I saw you try the parry. Yeah.
I tried. I labbed at it just before. I was like, oh, I can get it. Cool.
Yeah.
Try it. Oh, the delayed tech.
So messed up.
Oh yeah, I also want to learn delayed tech. I don't know how to do it, I guess.
Delay tech?
How it works. Yeah.
I just literally just tech later.
Okay.
Like I let myself slump a bit and then tech. Bad habit.
Okay.
Because I always do it, but it's good. Like your opponent is one-dimensional.
They don't know how to
okay.
deal with it. Yeah. Like I don't account for it because I remember like I need to lab it, and then I forget about it, and then no one does it until you do it again. I'm like, oh right, I need it. Look at this.
Wow, that down for 2 is crazy. So dumb.
Damn. It was 50-50. I went for it. Yeah, I think I was still autopilot like delayed timing like as if it was Noctis. Oh, it's only +4? I thought it was more than that.
Thanks for the follow, P Nerve Quinn and Pifinic Surge. I don't even know if I'm saying that. I thought they were bots. Thank you. I'll sweeps cheap.
+4.
That was a crazy
I
challenge.
thought it was more than that.
It's just enough that down forward one's a frame trap.
Okay. I can't sidestep it either, probably.
You can sidestep down forward one, but you lose to homing and while standing 4 or down forward 4.
Okay.
So it's like you always have an option, but it's fucked up regardless. It's like
Right. Oh, I also want to work on my side splats because, like, I try to like combo off of it, but the way that Leo's like King K2 and F4 is like it gives a weird splat to where it's like it just turns them around like perpendicular to the wall, where it just doesn't screw them off.
I don't know Leo's recoveries very well, but I do know that like the generic safe wall shit is like jab into grounded hit of like a low or something.
Yeah.
Especially if they face splat into the wall, that's a big one.
I didn't believe. I was like, wait, is he gonna do it? And then I reacted, which was too slow. I don't know.
In general, from when we started playing, I like your like you were willing to challenge things in situations that before you definitely weren't willing to. So I like that a lot. And I know that's like probably been the case for a while now.
I don't think I'm making use of it that well.
No, I disagree. I think you're getting opportunities out of it and you're able to stuff my offense. I think just like a lot of dumb Devilgen shit. And then I think
I mean,
it's
even
like
if it's dumb Devilgen shit, like I'm
right. Well, what I was gonna
like
say, it's like being able to continue to oppress when you're so like what Emily described with Devilgen is like if you're getting mixed with wave dash, basically the counter is like jabs and like fast shit, magic 4, right? To beat that, Devilgen throws out counter hit stuff like that was funny. Devilgen throws out counter hit stuff like back 4, down forward 2, electric. And then it kind of like goes back and forth. So while you're playing this guessing game of mid-low, if you don't want to guess, you keep out with like quick moves, and then you play into his counter hit game, like kind of like that, or like his like weird electric with punishing jabs thing, because he's just doing it. And then sometimes, yeah, just like calling it out like that. So like the best way I could describe it is like Devilgen players that I've talked to hate when you like break their momentum. So it's like while they're trying to build a mix-up, they're either getting jabbed, stuffed, or launched. And then if they go for a panic move, like back 4 or something like that, it's like hitting someone's block. Huh?
Which one's back 4?
What I just hit you with. The steel pedal?
Oh, right, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, counter hit launch, mid, safe, pushback is really stupid. Weird semi-evasion
Steel pedal's
sometimes.
always good, I think.
Yeah. But, yeah, J-Dot said breaking the momentum is worse for Amishima, is the worst. Because they're doing a lot of APM to get like a single move. So stuffing that feels really bad. And,
that's what I do.
yeah.
Well, I think that's how I play Leo.
So like, if I'm just hitting your block over and over again, like that's fine for you. It's a little annoying, but it's fine. And, basically, yeah, finding the timings of the wave dashes, which you started doing really well, I think. Finding the wave dash timings and placing your jabs really carefully while being cognizant of like the down forward ones, the back 4s, and the electrics.
Oh, I think the problem is I'm not actually thinking about it. It's just
Right.
I just feel it.
And then your use of like high evasion is pretty judicious against electric too. That's pretty good. And then getting away from the wall, pretty
for
important.
electric, I just want to duck it manually. I don't want to actually try to do crushing moves.
I
don't want to get counter hit.
Exactly.
And then I try to do while standing 4 there.
Something also to consider is even if you get a baby punish against electric, that's really good. Like mentally, it makes a huge difference if an electric is unpunished versus even like they take 10 damage for it. It feels really like silly and like insignificant, especially when it should be a launch, but it does make a difference in the game plan of the player if their electrics are completely unpunished versus like barely punished. Like the difference is astounding.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm not thinking about it from the opponent's like feeling.
Yeah.
It's always just me.
Yeah. It's like every punish de-incentivizes the move that came out. Except for Hell Sweep. For some reason, it's always on the table. But like, you know,
It's that good.
and then if you do read a Hell Sweep, just having the fully optimized punish, again, not only for literal damage, but like the mental advantage it generates is so big.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like it makes a huge difference to the opponent if you delay hop kicked something versus just did your while standing too. Good punish.
I was thinking about it this time.
Yeah.
Round 3. Fight.
What a dumb move.
I thought 1-1 was -3 for Dylan.
So 1-1 is so
I
silly.
need to remember that now.
I call that your challenge.
I was like, parry, okay, nope. I wanted to parry the down forward one. I was like, okay, it's time to get a free split.
Yeah, KOHS says, if you're in a position where you have to block Hell Sweeps, you're already probably losing neutral. I would say it's a mixed thing, right? Like, sometimes you can elect to not press because, you know, you do consider that they've been representing a counter hit threat. But yeah, if you're constantly guessing, there are options to do instead of just guessing, I think is a good way to summarize
You're
that.
-4? What?
Demon Paw is racist. The pushback is stupid.
Oh yeah, better than Leo's.
It basically resets to neutral after. I've never seen a Demon Paw blocked and then like I'm upset, or you know. Oh, that's crazy.
Try to do an up forward one to float, but then yeah, I think hitbox is more prominent for you.
Tekken 7 you always see the block Hell Sweep. Oh my god. I remember getting hit by that. I was like, holy shit. I wonder if that evades Demon Paw. That's down back 3. Right?
I think it's from a distance. I didn't live it again.
Let me see. Down back 3?
No, it's down 1+2. The block?
No, the was it block? Okay, maybe I'm dumb. Yeah.
Box stance? Yeah. I rarely use down back 3. It's like a weird.
Let's see, go back. What happened?
It's a weird.
Oh yeah, it was down 1+2.
The reason why I'm holding back and teching at the same time is because like just the option select for the back tech. If I get one of those flip overs. What's your opinion on the shoulder? Because I'm like,
If the
in
opponent's
my
like me
thinking-
and not punishing it, that's fine.
oh, my thing is like, okay, if they try to sidewalk or sidestep here, I will catch them.
Yeah, it's a really good, or it's like forward 1+2 except more punishable, right? But like,
Also, it covers better distance. Than
yeah,
small.
functionally, I like the way you use it, especially if someone like me is not punishing it ever. You see what I mean? Like, can you imagine if I down forward 2'd like one of your while standing 1+2s? You would have been telling me in this set probably like, oh, it's too risky. It's -15, right? But you see how like it shapes the mentality way different because I just never punish it.
Yeah.
I think that's a really important thing to consider, especially as you like think about your punishment for other things too, for the opponent.
I tried to react. Oh. Got jam.
What up, Stride? How's it going?
I let go of it again.
Oh, block goes under forward too.
Yeah, it's a timing thing.
It seems pretty generous. It goes under up 4.
Yeah, that's on. Actually, that one does tight timing if I remember correctly.
Wait, this might be really good.
It's good against Mishimas in general.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
just
down forward
forces them
2
to
beats
use
it. That's
something
fucked
else.
up.
Yeah,
forward
so
2 is so
it's
good.
down forward 2. I think it's Ultron that gets me with the down forward 2, so like I just don't even do it anymore. But I guess
Oh.
if they're doing down forward 2, then they can keep whiffing it.
Wow, up forward 4 hits it too. That's fucked up, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, it's not that
Oh
good.
yeah, up forward 4. Yeah, yeah.
Up forward 4 hitting
that's
it is.
the one.
That's a
the
big
one I know
difference. Yeah.
like.
All right, let me watch back why you're winning this.
I think I'm played more on immediate timings. I think.
Yeah.
More aggressive.
So those jabs prevent me from getting any wave dash shit started. So I'm more likely to try an up forward 4 like that, or try a back 4. Little lull and it gave me a hell sweep.
I think that my mentality there was like, there might be some evasive stuff, so I didn't even try to like. I was thinking about what I could use to.
Do you see how you got me hesitating here? Look at this. This jab, jab, down forward with 2 sequence. This whole sequence where I got stuffed. Blocked. I can't move. And then I get counter hit here. Now look at how that shapes me after this Okazemi. So I duck. And then look at this. I'm just blocking. Do you see how much you got me to hesitate just from that? That's like...
Yeah, no, I didn't notice that.
Right, that's like a huge thing. It's like constantly between that, forcing the hesitation and then mixing, and then immediately being able to understand when they're like, all right, I'm tired of hesitating. I'm going to press my electric, you know?
Yeah, I think that's my problem right now.
Right. It is a very much like, it's an asymmetric mind game where you're doing a lot of mental APM to try to get around them going, man, fuck this. I just want to electric. Man, fuck this. I just want a hell sweep, you know? It's messed up how much effort you have to put into it, but it's a big deal. And then I stopped hesitating because I felt comfortable. Whereas if your jab game were still online there, that would stop me. So it's like, you see what I mean? It's like constantly juggling those two, and it's really annoying.
What it sounds like to me is that I should probably find out what the opponent's character actually wants to do mainly, and then see what I can do to stuff, or not stuff, but like...
Yeah.
what do you call it?
I think there's a lot of merit.
Check it or keep it in control or what there's a better word. I'm sure there is.
No. I think what you're saying is perfect. It's answering your opponent's game plan rather than trying to enforce your own. Or not rather than, but in addition to. I think it makes a big difference.
Maybe like if I could do it at the same time, yeah, that'd be great.
At the same time is basically, yeah. So like, for example, against Kunimitsu, I prioritize shutting down her game plan over making my own work. So like, I'm doing a lot of, as Noctis, I'm doing a lot of 2-2 because it'll beat her dash, it'll beat her full crouch. I'm doing a lot of spacing either point blank or super far away because I know in the range of set 2 is just her comfort zone. And then I'm playing around QCF1. Like, those are a lot of my Kunimitsu like mental approaches.
Never forgive the Japanese.
So thanks so much, Roman Jelly. I appreciate it.
Woo.
Woo. Thanks, Roman Jelly. In the same way, like, I think that's why playing against, like, Shaheen and Lydia is so hard. Because there's no, like, what is their... Can you boil down their game plan to a simple thing? I don't think you can. I think it's really hard. Yeah. Like, there's a lot to consider, and there's a lot... It's kind of like a blank canvas. Whereas,
yeah,
like, Mishima's, you have this, like, jab around their wave dash timings, mix them when they hesitate, respect that an electric can come out and a hell sweep can come out, stuff like that. You know, it's like... Yeah. You have this fucked up situation to... Or like Marduk, it's like sidestep right, his quick pokes, stay in his face to stop the tackle, and then watch out for like parry, down back 4, hop kick, random down forward 1, you know?
Yeah, my game plan is just keeping him in check and then just back 1-4
yeah.
I can. Because he can't sidestep it, because I know most bigs can't sidestep back 1-4, but they have some option sometimes.
Yeah, so but I think you see what I mean, right? It's like there's an element of enforcing your game plan, and I think Leo's game plan is like thriving at the wall, right? Like in the wall where you like just have your way with them, and then countering their game plan. So like for Mishima's, I'm of the opinion that against Mishima's you're pretty much forced to counter their game plan. It's really hard to beat how good their moves are. Similar to like Noctis, right? Like against Noctis, you're kind of forced to block until the player shows you what they're doing that is openings, and like just eating the lows until you figure that out. And in my case, you understand when I kind of go for low placements and when I go for poke placements, so you can play pretty active.
I don't.
Intuitively, I'd say you do. Like I have a harder time defending against you than most other players, and I think it's just because you understand like my default thing on an intuitive level.
Okay.
Just be Steve and press
okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
I just feel it, but...
Right. I think...
Okay, the earlier round here, like at the end, I didn't know what I was doing. I wanted to whiff punish.
Oh, yeah.
But... Anyways.
I think a good thing is, like, you can cultivate this feel against people you haven't played 50 million games against, and, like, this is kind of the way. Or, like, an approach. So like you know that I whiff something and I tend to just stand block, whether you cognitively know that or not. Like how the success rate on your full crouch down forward threes feels like 100% against me. I don't think I've blocked one in like weeks, months.
Okay. Yeah,
So-
I tried. Well, I don't want it ever blocked, so I
Yeah.
think everybody I try to do it in a way where it's like not so obvious.
Right,
But then
right.
there are definitely people who are just like, oh,
There are
Just doing
people
it.
who are just, like really block heavy in those, right? But I know especially against me, it's like it seems to always hit, and I think a big component of that is like just, you know, understanding that my opponent is trying to put their game plan together. When the game plan doesn't work, like you block enough shit, what is their like default hesitation mode? You know,
Yeah,
you
I
know what I
think-
mean? It's like
yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
I think identifying it is what
Yeah.
I have trouble with.
And I'm kind of figuring it out just from this conversation. It's like people will try their shit, and then when that shit stops working, what do they do by default? Like a lot of good players will just start backdashing. A lot of other good players will like do like
That
not
I know for you, I'm like, all right, let's forward dash, please.
right. Or it's like some players will make it really ambiguous, right? Like if Joey Fury, you block enough of his shit, he's either gonna start doing grabs, he's either gonna start doing down 4 spam. He'll like try and find whatever small crack was forming when he was doing his shit.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then-
he's got a big toolbox there.
Right. Or like it's like depends on the cracks that we're forming. Like when he's doing his basic offense of like down back 2, jabs and down 4s, if you eat a lot of lows, he'll just start spamming down 3s. If you start, and it's like in a pressure situation, right? So like tension builds, tension diffuses, what is the default behavior? And I think that is where you shine against me on an intuitive level, and it'd be cool to bring that to the cognitive realm, right? Like, you know that when the tension diffuses and we kind of settle, I start backdashing. So you just autonomously start forward dashing and mixing me,
Yeah.
and it works.
I guess how could I tell the difference? Where I landed my first instant wall
Yeah,
strike.
that was tight. I think you can bucket it, right? So like there's only so many things people can do in this game, right? And you can kind of umbrella it or bucket it. So like for me, tension diffuses, I backdash. So you have time. And then sometimes before tension diffuses, like I'll steal frames. So you'll go for like a hop kick, like a mash, right? So in the same way, if you're playing against like Ishida, when tension diffuses against Ishida, he actually usually just blocks. And then creates like moments of further tension. And then he'll delay it like that diffusal one more time to like hit an orbital or hit a grab. Like when you want to disengage the tension, he'll continue with a grab or a down 3-4, right? So like here, let's look at this. So combo Okazemi, I hit you, counter hit, tension, I do nothing, I backdash, I go for a low, and then I feel like I'm trying to extend this feeling, right? Like I don't want to commit too hard, so I'm just holding that tension is what I want to say. So I'm holding that tension, mixing you, go low, hold that tension, and then you read me going low again, right? With a hop kick. Or it's a rhythm read. But understanding what people want to do under stress and under the desire to either extend that or pull that back seems to be something that you have unlocked against me and will push you farther against other people.
Oh, I definitely need to pull back. I'm always eating rage art.
yeah, right? But like, you understand when I'm trying to pull back and when I'm not. So like here, I pull back and then I press, and then you figure that out.
Yeah, I think I wanna figure that out on people who I actually don't play.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Against people you don't play. So the key points to look for, I think, are like this is a so Okazemi, high tension, block, tension diffused. So now it's either we're in a set situation. Either one of us is gonna press, we're gonna disengage, or we're gonna advance and close the space. But either way, there's like a dip, right? In the rhythm. So I assumed you would backdash. Actually, no, yeah, I assumed you would backdash, so I went low. And then this happens on block. So I advance and block to cover you pressing and to see what you would do. Then I throw out an electric as like, oh, maybe he decides to press thinking that it's safe now. You see, like, it's so much to try and really map out every possible interaction because it is like complex neutral.
Yeah.
But I think that viewing it in that umbrella of like high tension, low tension, what is the default behavior? So like you see me playing it kind of slow, block happens, and then I wait, and then I electric. It's like when the tension has diffused and you think it's safe, because normally here I would just start backdashing, right? Like Tension's low. I'm gonna start backdashing. I figured he thinks I'm gonna backdash. Maybe he'll just run into an electric, and he did.
Tried to down forward too.
Right.
Some timing.
So there's a lot of like retrospective 2020 stuff here too. Like I guarantee if we were in the set, I probably would not have thought about this. I'm only thinking about it now. But it is a common pattern that I notice against people. Like it's like part of it is like the stress response, but also thinking about like the desire to engage versus disengage. Like if you watch a lot of Cuddlecore sets, you'll see that if you can get her to stress out, you'll get a power crush or a standing 4, right? But
yeah.
if you stress her out and she knows you're trying to disengage the tension, then you start eating a poke, like a down 3 or a down forward 4.
Wait, can you repeat that last time?
Yeah. So if you ever watch my sets against Cuddlecore, something I've identified is that we're both trying to stress each other out, right? That's kind of like Tekken. And then if I feel like I stressed her out and then I disengage, just trying to like keep what I got, you know?
Yeah.
And she understands that, I immediately eat like a down 3 or a down forward 4.
What do you mean by keep what you got?
Like the damage I got. Like I hit her with a little poke, and then I'm like, okay, let's chill and reestablish neutral. Like disengage and reset.
Yeah, just to keep the life lead.
Yeah. So
Right,
I try to disengage, and she understands that I'm releasing tension, releasing the pressure, and she immediately pounces on that. In the same way, if I try to keep the tension on, she does a power crush or a magic 4 or like a backdash or an evasive move, right? So like,
But it's like dependent on if she decides on which one, right?
it's like her developing that intuitive understanding of what I want to do and then having the
quickly.
answer ready.
Yeah.
So it's like, obviously, no one of her solutions is the perfect one. In fact, the power crush is inherently unsafe, and then going for a low, if I'm ready for it, can be like death, right? But, oh my god. But she understands, like, oh, here he wants to just backdash. I'll poke him. Oh, here he wants to mash. I'll power crush him. Oh, here he's going to delay mash. I'll just do a counter hit slower move like Elisa's back 4, up forward 3 or something, right? Dangerous Ace said, say something racist. I mean, we have Devil Jin on screen. Do you need me to say it, bro? The fact that Devil Jin can electric on almost autopilot and kill is really silly. Anyways. Does that concept kind of make sense, Corey, so far?
Yeah,
Like,
it does.
yeah, and I think it's
also
probably
enjoy
not
just
something...
talking about this kind of stuff.
It's probably not
Ooh, I got my
something
first.
that was sick. It's probably not something that you can directly implement in a game. But I think as you analyze your own sets, watch for that and find your own habits here. Like when you're beating me, it's a lot of mix-ups when I just want to chill. Like I'm like, okay, that's enough. Let's back off. Let's reset. And then you hit me with the sweep, or you hit me with a slow low that just knocks me down, right? And then when I'm like, okay, I don't want to relax. I feel like I have the momentum. Let's keep going. I eat that down forward too.
Yeah.
Right? Like I hit this down forward 1 on block, and my guess is, okay, he's afraid of the down forward 1 too, the extension. So I have time to mix him. I backdash and then go for a forward 2, and that just takes too much time. And you're aware, like, all right, I'll hit him because I know he's coming in. Whether it's an educated guess or not, I think we can operate under that mentality. Like you understood what I was thinking or like feeling.
Yeah.
And you
that was
empathize
more
with that.
Intuitive there.
Yeah, I think 90% of it's intuitive. I just say it in a cognitive way because like that's just how we look at it after the fact.
I guess how do I guess start transitioning that to more cognitive?
I don't think it's going to become cognitive in a game. It's not going to suddenly just be cognitive. Yekios Bach does not go under up forward 4.
It does not. I meant like, how do I start shifting that narrative?
I think just see it more and
actively.
I think see it more and get it on your radar, and then start trying to implement it and see how it feels. I think it's going to be a lot of trial and error. So something that's coming to mind here.
It's pretty ambiguous, but you know, we are talking about it still. But then
it's like subjective and it's the human element. And but it's like how do you make a read? Like what a question, right? But like look at this.
Right.
So you sweep me, and then I eat the flip over, and I try to just back up. I eat this low, and then I try to mash right away.
Yeah.
Now, there are times where you call out my mashes with like a down forward 2, but this time you went for a backdash and you got a whiff punish, right? Like this feeling stuff is really subjective. But I think understanding like, okay, you have the mix, you poked me, and like you're like good. You're like, I'm good. That's enough. I'm chill. I don't need to keep pushing this advantage. What up, Rick Mula Drip? So I whiff the electric and you punish me. And then, look at that. You push the advantage here with your frames. Because here, I guess you're -3, so it's slightly a different situation. But you deem that as like, okay, I'm good. I'll back off. Now I'll punish.
That was so that was my mistake. I actually meant to do a sweep. But
Sweep
I was
again,
like, oh,
right?
shit.
Yeah.
I did down 3. I'm like, okay, well I'm -3, so I'm gonna backdash.
And that's a key detail too.
Fine.
It's like when you get a misinput, what do? Some people just keep pressing. Like if I mess that up, I probably press while standing 4, you know? But like you mess that up, you backdash, you hit the 1-4, and then you keep it going. You're like, I'm +5. He just mashed out of down back 3. I'm gonna throw it down 4-2, and it hits. So kind of like so a lot of people will generalize it as like pattern recognition, and I think that is a thing. Like it is just pattern recognition, but I like to specify it as like, okay, in the context of one player trying to continue the momentum, continue the pressure, keep the tension high, versus trying to disengage it, dial it back, reset to neutral, and how the other player responds to that. It's like you caught me trying to press electric, basically, after seeing me whiff an electric. So you intuitively made an assumption I would do the same thing twice out of impatience and punished it both times. And that's really big. So developing that against another player, I think involves generalizing it to the point like, I think that's where zooming out's really effective, right? Because if you over zoom in, you're like, oh, he tried this launching safe high mid option that tracks against my low. You see how it's like easy to get lost in the weeds? But if you zoom out, it's like, oh, he pressed after I hit him and I was minus. Now, it seemed like it was a desperate attempt because it was a launcher, although it is electric, so it's just kind of whatever. Maybe if I check him after my plus frames, I can hit him again. So it's like the advantage there in not being too deep in the weeds, I think can generate that kind of analysis. So it might just be worth, in your sense, jumping in and out of that kind of depth, right?
Yeah, it's gonna take a while. I guess what's the big takeaway from this right now?
The big takeaway, I think, is
if
like...
we were to put it in, like, concrete...
If I were to put it in concrete, I would say, in concrete terms, I would say your analysis tends to be really deep, which is good. There is value here, as you can see, in trying to abstract it away into, like, intent and, like, empathy and intent. Like, what did I assume they were gonna do? And what kind of things led to that assumption? Or like seeing somebody not mashing, how did that translate? Like did I get them to stop mashing, or is that their default? I think these are good questions, subjective questions to ask that might not have specific answers, but are worth digging into to understand better of what people want to do, right?
Sounds like my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna take me some time.
But yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to look over this again. Write it down.
Yeah. I'll drop a marker and then I'll upload this.
Oh, you are gonna upload this to the VOD?
Yeah.
Thing? Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. Then I have future beats. Let me see if he's ready to go. Anyways, do you have any other questions?
Let's see. Yeah, I guess improvement standpoint, and
I think it's hard against me because against me it feels like you're constantly improving and you're like really tight. So it's easier to see it as like, yeah, you're doing great. I imagine if you showed me sets against other players where you felt frustrated or something, that would make a difference. What up, Trizzy? How's it going?
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll have to upload the other ones and get another session going.
Sweet. Sounds good.
Yeah,
I hope that was helpful. Sorry for all the delays,
helpful.
but I think with this new...
Yeah, it's definitely what I need.
Perfect.
Right,
okay.
Thank you, V. All right.
Yeah. See you later. All right. Future beats. Are you ready? All time. Wall on screen.